Next news. Breaking news from the White House.
President Trump just dropped a bombshell that could put real money back in American pockets. The White House is now signaling plans to suspend the federal gas tax, giving drivers across the country immediate relief at the pump. This 18-cent per gallon charge hits every fill-up and has long been a hidden burden on families already stretched thin by high energy costs. Trump tied the move directly to ending the Iran situation, vowing prices will drop like a rock when stability returns. States like Texas, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia are already racing ahead with their own suspensions. But here is the key question hanging over everyone tonight. Will Congress get on board and deliver this win for the American people or stall it out? See, this potential cut matters directly to millions of families who watch the pump total climb every week. Lower gas prices mean more money for groceries, school supplies, and weekend plans instead of being siphoned away by Washington. Communities in rural America and working-class neighborhoods feel the pinch hardest when the fuel costs spike, affecting everything from communities to delivery of goods. Now, politically, this move exposes a clear divide. Trump delivering on energy dominance promises versus entrenched interests in Congress who may drag their feet. The timing is critical as the Iran conflict adds temporary pressure. Securing the relief would prove America First policies put people over politics and force lawmakers to choose between supporting relief or protecting the status quo. The outcome will show whether Washington finally listens to voters tired of unnecessary costs at every turn. And while prices stay uncertain amid the Iran developments, here is a smart way to prepare for what comes next. And this is what your financial advisor will not tell you. By the time the news tells you to buy gold, it's already too late. You're waiting. I get it. Everybody's waiting to see if the ceasefire holds, waiting to see if the Strait of Hormuz reopens, waiting to see what happens next. But gold's not waiting for you. It moves on fear, on instability, on the unknown, and it moves faster than you can react. So while you're waiting for certainty, the rest of the world is planning for what comes next. You can take control right now at nextnewsgold.com. It's linked below before the next move in oil and gas prices catches everyone else off guard. Noble Gold Investments helps Americans protect their savings with physical gold and silver when global tensions drive markets wild. Protect your future while Washington works on pump relief. So beyond the tax pause itself, Trump connected the relief timeline straight to victory. Victory over Iranian threats. Once that pressure lifts, he predicts gas and oil will plunge fast. The strategy turns a short-term break into proof of stronger American energy leadership. Lawmakers like Senator Hawley are already moving legislation while others push permanent repeal, turning this into a full battle over who controls fuel costs long-term. Gunter Eagleman posting that the White House is now signaling they're looking at suspending the federal gas tax to give Americans some relief. Of course, it still needs Congress to actually do it. Some states like Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Texas already pushing their own suspensions.
White House now signaling it's open to the idea of potentially suspending the federal gas tax. That equals about 18 cents a gallon, something that's now under consideration, a bit of a change that we saw just a week ago. But it'd still be up to Congress, Bill, to decide whether or not to suspend this or not. So we don't know if they'll go along with that idea. But we are seeing a number of state lawmakers push for this in their own backyards, including in places like West Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Texas. Bill.
All right, Mark Meredith live at the White House this morning. Mark, thank you. Jillian?
All right, let's get into it now with Fox News.
Continuing, the White House now floating a federal gas tax suspension, but it still needs Congress to act. President Trump's moving ahead with a direct plan to slash it. Here is the president in the Oval Office earlier.
You're going to suspend the federal gas tax?
Yeah, I'm going to reduce until the, let me tell you, as soon as this is over with Iran, as soon as it's over, you're going to see gasoline and oil drop like a rock. Going to be dropping down like a rock. I mean, already, look, just on the basis of, you know, things have happened. When it first came about, 20% of the oil came out of Hormuz. That's a lot. But, you know, with time, it's like they're going to Texas, they're going to Louisiana, they're going to Alaska, a lot of Alaska. Alaska's, you know, sort of, it seems like very far away from Asia, but it's actually a relatively short trip by comparison to other locations they have to go to get oil. And they're going to Alaska, fact, our big problem is we're building bigger docking, to fill up.
So Trump laying out how gas prices will drop like a rock once the Iran situation wraps up. Energy Secretary Chris Wright explains why America's production dominance will drive those prices even lower in the long term. Secretary Wright.
The United States is in a tremendous position. We're by far the world's largest producer of oil. We're by far the world's largest producer of natural gas. There's been no rise in the price of natural gas. That's the largest primary energy source for the United States. That's for home heating. That's for electricity. Gasoline, diesel prices are up, and they will remain up while this conflict's in place, and then they will come back down. And ultimately, they'll come back down lower than they were before.
So we just got to get this Iran situation wrapped up, and then we won't feel the pain at the pump. The tax relief might offer some temporary relief, but Wright says the prices will eventually fall. Apparently, President Trump told Nancy Cortez exactly how he plans. He says, I think it's a great idea. I want to pause the 18-cent federal gas tax for a period of time. I think it's a great idea. Yep, we're going to take off of the gas tax for a period of time, and when gas goes down, we'll let it phase back in. Senator Josh Hawley says, I'm introducing legislation today to suspend the gas tax. So Hawley is pushing legislation to suspend it. Senator Mike Lee says it's time to repeal it. The federal gasoline tax was introduced to build the interstate highway system. That system is now built. We should now repeal the federal gasoline tax and let each state maintain its portion of the interstate highway system with its own revenue, as was the plan from the beginning. And now Marjorie Taylor Greene is demanding the Trump administration make any cut permanent instead of temporary. She posted this. The Trump administration is considering temporarily removing the 18.4-cent federal gas tax, which requires a vote from Congress. Sure, get rid of it entirely. But the national price of gas would not be $4.52 today if Trump had never gone to war with Iran on behalf of Israel, and taking off 18.4 cents isn't going to help Americans that much. And America produces enough oil to be self-sufficient. We shouldn't be getting gouged at the pump anyway. The America Last failures for decades from leaders in Washington have overregulated, blocked land leases, and prevented more refineries from being built, which all led to consistently unnecessary high gas prices. Instead of helping Americans, they pursued and continued to pursue wars in the Middle East. Yes, please do throw the peasants some more breadcrumbs, but at least make it permanent. So Marjorie Taylor Greene not holding back. So this is the real victory the establishment fears. Trump is using America's position as the world's largest oil and gas producer to force prices down once Iran stabilizes, then layering on tax relief to multiply the savings at the pump. Officials confirm current spikes are temporary and will fall below prior levels once supply normalizes. Suspending the outdated federal tax, originally meant for a highway system long completed, puts money back where it belongs, with American families. The push for permanent reform by conservatives like Mike Lee exposes decades of overregulation and failed Mideast policies that kept prices artificially high, and Trump is delivering exactly what voters demanded. Energy independence that works for people, not endless wars and hidden taxes. So President Trump's gas tax relief plan shows exactly what America First leadership delivers: direct help for families and a clear path to lower prices once Iran stabilizes. This is a win for every driver tired of Washington taking a cut at the pump. So share this update with friends and family who need to see real solutions in action, and drop your thoughts below. Should Congress pass this tax cut immediately or go straight to permanent repeal? Yes or no? Answer only in the comments. And for the full uncensored briefing that bypasses the algorithm, text raw feed to the number on the screen, 844-840-4963, and get a direct message from me to your phone when it matters most. And if you haven't done so, check out the Next News merch shelf below this video. Show your support. Thank you for watching the Next News Network, where we fight for the truth every single day.
The system controls information. Information control is power. They don't want you to see this. The truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now.